You need a footstool for every room you see.
Alright guys, just about to start boxing up another small box of stuff that I'm getting rid of, so flogging number 3 I guess. Just going to quickly show you what I am getting rid of this time. It's not much, but after I've done that I want to talk a little bit about CEX's We Buy service, because it's what I've been using and I need to clear a few things up on it. But anyway, this is what I'm getting rid of so far.
But hopefully you can see this, just a small pile of stuff. Ignore the book at the bottom. A few games and a couple of DVDs. Maybe wondering what DVDs they are? That's Fallen Sky Season 1 and Season 2. Want to know why I'm getting rid of those? Spielberg. That's why. That's all you need to know. So yeah, interesting batch of games I think here. Why am I getting rid of these? Civilization. Absolutely fantastic game, a lot different to the older games in the series, but I got given this Xbox Live, made it a free downloadable the other month, so I've got that now. I don't need it. Halo Wars, couldn't really get into it to be honest, quite happy to be getting rid of it. Naughty Bear, now that's a game I've wanted to like for the longest time, and every now and then I do put it on to try and get into it, but I don't know if I suck or it's just too hard or the idea doesn't work, but I just can't get on with it. Then we've got Dreamcast Collection, which has got Sonic Adventure, Sega Bass Fishing, Crazy Taxi, and Space Channel number 5 on it. I'm pretty sure I've got all 4 of those in my Xbox Live Arcade collection anyway, so it's pointless me having them on disc, may as well get rid of it. And PS3 games wise, we get Batman Arkham Origins. Not finished this yet, but I do have it on Steam. I didn't find this game ran that well on the PS3 either. I found it got loads of frame rate jumps. Dead Rising 2, I have that on 360. I can't ever see myself playing it on PS3 again. I originally got it to play with a friend, but that was years ago. It does run better on the PS3, but I just don't need it. I've already got a copy. And Back to the Future, the game, CEX offered me more for that than I thought it was worth. And again, I've got it on Steam, so I don't need it. Yeah, very small pile of games here that I'm going to be getting paid for. That's quite nice, isn't it?
Right, so sorry about the lighting in here. It is, don't know if you can see that very quickly, but it's rather dark outside again, so got a very shitty lamp on to try and provide some light, but if anything it's just giving more shadows. So yeah, CEX We Buy service, or Sell To, or whatever it's called. You may remember a few months ago I was asking where's the best place to sell goods, and a lot of people said Gumtree, very few people said CEX. In fact, the general consensus was don't use CEX, they are terrible. Now, I've used them a couple of times now to send quite a large bundle of games, and I can't recommend them highly enough, to be honest. The service is fantastic. You get a free shipping label to send, so you don't have to pay postage. I know it's recommended to send first class or first class recorded, but so far using the free post labels on massive boxes, haven't had a problem with, so I haven't had to pay postage. They usually get there within 2 to 3 days. Bonus. They usually check over the goods within a couple of days, and they've usually got the money in my account within 5 days. Now, last time I used this service, I actually threw in a couple of games that I didn't tell them I was going to sell them, just to see how honest they were. Hey up, I think the camera just went a bit weird then, so sorry about that. So yeah, I threw in a couple of games just to see how honest they were. And at first I didn't think they were going to be honest, because they said, yeah, we've checked through all your games, we're sending some of them back because they're not in good condition. I'll go to that in a minute, which is fair enough. A couple of days later they said, oh, we've just realised we received a couple of extra games, we've already processed them, but if you put an order on for them now, we can process them for you. So I did that, and they were processed. Got the money sooner than I got the money for the big batch of games, which is really impressive, to be honest, because anybody could send in some games by mistake and never see them again, but they were quite honest, and they did offer to send them back as well, but I said no, process them, sell them, I want them gone. So that's really top notch. The other thing they did do was, if the games weren't in good condition, which 4 of them weren't apparently, which I've not got any problems with, they do send them back. Which is weird, because if you go into a CEX store and buy a game, you can usually guarantee it's going to be in pretty poor condition. But it turns out they're not accepting them in poor condition if you do send them. And I'll show you the condition of some of the stuff I did send. Okay, now, much to a couple of people's delight, they returned Metro 2033 to me. That's because it has a printed out cover, which I completely forgot about, to be honest. This is not something I do with my games a lot. But I actually bought this from CEX online a few years ago, and they didn't include a cover with it, so I had to put something on it. That pissed me off at the time, and it put me off using CEX. So it's good to see that they've changed their ways and won't accept a game unless it's got a front cover. So that one was returned to me. And the other one that was returned to me, which I don't mind about because I do really enjoy this game actually, is Command & Conquer 3 Tiberian Wars. Or is it Tiberian Wars 3? Not too sure. But the reason they returned this is, open it with one hand, is the disc is absolutely scratched to shit. And it's now on the floor. I caught it. It's alright. Hey, you can see me. Rather than scratches. Yeah, it's scratched heavily. It still plays perfectly, but it's good to see that they're not accepting games that they deem unfit, which is really impressive, to be honest, because I even think if you took this into Game Station or Game, they would just snap it right from you. Or Cashies wouldn't even give a damn, would they? The other one they returned was a fishing game, and that's because it didn't have an English rating on it. So you know where you've got, let's see if I can get an example. Say with like Command & Conquer there, you've got that 16 plus fishing game, which I've put back into the collection now, and I can't remember if I find it, has one of these on it, the American ratings. So they're not accepting games unless they've got an English rating, which is fair play in my book. So yeah, that's quite impressive. I really would recommend anybody considering selling games go to CEX. Don't hold me responsible if anything does go wrong, but I've had nothing but good experiences with them so far. But yeah, I thought I'd end that video on a positive note. That's a couple more games gone from the collection. Games I'm definitely not going to miss. No regrets. Still no regrets from the first batch, so I'm quite happy bunny. Anyway, new video shortly. Cheers guys, enjoy.